Hey, what's shaking, AfterBuzzers? We've got the SUPERGIRL AFTERBuzz show tonight, talking Parasite Lost. Alex has got a new boss in Colonel Haley. Amadei is a spiritual healer that wants to heal the human heart. And Ben Lockwood and the Children of Liberty are looking for a hero, a human hero. We'll be talking about that and lots more after this.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Kind of want to headbang now. This is Parasite by Kiss. I thought it was fitting for the episode, right? Yeah, that works. How you doing, AfterBuzzers? My name is Jorge-Luis Pallo. To my left, on the far side, we're going to come this direction.
How you doing, guys? My name is Silverman.
What up, guys? This is Heather Awake.
Oh, hey, everybody. I'm Jon Lee Brody, just visiting.
Yeah.
We've got a guest tonight, guys.
We've got a special guest tonight, a guy who knows a lot about what's going on.
I was in the neighborhood, which is a line from this episode.
Speaking of this, so we got a lot to talk about tonight. We've got Haley and Alex's relationship, the Children of Liberty, Ben Lockwood looking for a human hero, Amadei trying to heal a human heart. It sounds like an album being made. I don't know.
Well, there was a Bonnie Tyler mentioned. Holding out for a hero.
Okay.
Ben Lockwood. So we got that going.
I need a hero.
Exactly.
There you go.
A musical episode is coming up. I can feel it.
Well, Sam Witwer, who plays Ben Lockwood / Agent Liberty, is a musician.
Oh.
Like, he's like a badass singer and songwriter and everything. So
you think
so
Agent
you're gonna
Liberty
join
and Supergirl can do a little duet?
that would be awesome.
Through that helmet, too? That would be interesting.
It'd be like a West Side Story type of thing. It could totally be something awesome.
I don't know. With the helmet, it might be more of a Phantom of the Opera kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm just saying.
Music of the night.
So, overall thoughts, guys. How'd you feel about the episode tonight?
Not what I expected. I mean, I guess I just foolishly thought, we're going to delve into Manchester Black. Maybe see a little bit more Mercy and Otis. Maybe see a little bit more Agent Liberty. And we saw none of those things. But, I mean, the chat is eating it up. They liked it.
All right.
Yeah, it was definitely a different episode from what it was last time with Parasites, I guess. It was somewhat eventful. We're in a storyline that I'm still trying to warm up to. Let's just say
that right?
That's all it is. Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was pretty cool with the super fights, at least. Yeah. How about you, Joe?
It's starting to pick up a little bit. I feel like you're starting to understand the man behind the mask more ever since the episode 3 Man of Steel. So you understand Ben Lockwood's motivation and how he has his own pressure on himself of, okay, he feels like he's doing the right thing. Like a Jedi who's turned to the dark side, which he was because he was Darth Maul in Star Wars The Clone Wars. Have you guys pointed that out? The fact that Agent Liberty killed Fiona, and that was played by Tia Sakar, who played Sabine in Star Wars Rebels.
What?
Yeah. So technically, Maul killed Sabine in Supergirl.
That's kind of
How cool is that?
That's like Inception. That's an Inception of
typecasting.
geekness.
Yeah. Let's do it. That's why you bring me here for that sort of stuff.
I thought it was a fun episode. I really enjoy the whole Parasite debacle. I seeing Jensen go through the whole transformation and suffering for the power too, kind of felt like it was well deserved.
Yeah.
And what was going on, I really like what was going on with Jimmy on this episode too. I thought he had some really good stuff going on. But
About time.
About time.
Yeah.
About time that they gave him some stuff to do. But let's start with Haley and Alex and that whole relationship. When we start off,
be relationship.
I don't know.
Are you shipping Haley and Alex?
No, I don't
Alex?
want that. It's too on the nose. I would not want to see that happen for this season at all.
That would be too much of a power struggle, I feel.
It just wouldn't work. She's very by the books. I don't think it's something that it would ever come across as how can this relationship work? Yeah, no, I don't think that will ever happen.
No, have you ever had a relationship with a boss like that that you couldn't read for anything either? I mean, that was the whole crux of the first scene when Brainy looked at her and was like, I can't tell her tone.
Yeah.
I've had that boss before. I'm like, wait, are you complimenting me? I don't understand.
It was a little confusing, I gotta say, because I thought at first she was like talking down to her, but then it was kind of a light moment, and I'm just like, where are we going? So I'm glad Brainy threw that out there. It was Brainy's good for comedic relief.
How do you think seeing how Colonel Hale talked about John Jones, right? How do you think she feels about Alex standing up to her?
I kind of think she commends her a little bit. Mm-hmm. She did set her in place. We saw towards the end with the whole saluting kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I think they're sizing each other up. To be honest with you, I think they're pushing each other's limits, but they're also dancing around to see like, I'm not going to start this off on the wrong foot because we do have to work together for quite some time. So I think they're just sizing each other up. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I think it. I mean, I like the dynamic between the two, but I do think it's a little bit. I just feel sorry for Alex that her authority constantly gets pegged down. I mean, I thought this was going to be her season to shine, and really take on some new authority. And I mean, I do like maybe the challenges brought up by this, by the Colonel will eventually make Alex rise up and really stand her ground. But as of right now, I'm like,
Well,
one
what I
step
like
forward,
is
2 steps back.
What I liked, a couple episodes back, we were talking about how we thought that Alex might be over her head, a little in over her head, running the DEO. It was nice to see her actually make some really sharp decisions, right?
Mm-hmm. And she wasn't criticized for that either. I was very happy with where it was going because in the beginning of the episode, we kind of got the gist that she's going to come in and criticize everything. And I guess Alex had already done things prior to that. And she's just like waiting for the hammer to fall. But she got a compliment out of it. And it was kind of cool. It was nice. I'm glad they took that tone and went that way. It's just, you can't understand her tone. I don't know where we're going with her. It's very eerie. And I can't help. Does anybody else get the Amanda Waller vibe from her?
Oh, absolutely.
I think casting is a little
Yeah.
too close on it. And I know it's not the Amanda Waller character, but everything she does and says just reminds me of her. And it's kind of hard to just separate the two.
Well, in all honesty, I was thinking about the Amanda Waller thing too, and I thought that this actress, whoever's playing Haley, would have been a great Amanda Waller as opposed to what we got in the past.
Which also makes you wonder what this Colonel having this Amanda Waller vibe might have actually done with Agent Jensen.
Oh, yeah.
And Argus and everything. You never know. What I found interesting was that Colonel Haley was originally was like a white woman in the comics. This is a pre-Crisis character, and then once Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, her story was pretty much negated. But it was cool that they casted. I was talking with Heather about this beforehand, that they're getting more diverse with casting. But I'm like, you could have cast like a Hispanic woman too.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be like a black woman.
Flip the switch.
There's more of a.
But
How
it could be a
diverse
little
is
bit more
it?
flavor.
But I do like that though. I do think it's really because traditionally Colonel Haley was like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman.
What was her storyline in the comics?
There really wasn't much of one. It was just one of those characters that existed in pre-Crisis, but once the crisis happened, she was pretty much gone. So it's pretty much the first time we've seen her since before like 1984 in the comics.
Well,
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering that this is another Earth entirely, she could be this Earth's Amanda Waller without being Amanda Waller, too.
It's true.
Everyone in the chat is agreeing.
Yeah.
Total Amanda Waller.
I'll take that.
Why do I feel like though there's been mention? I mean, we've had mention of I can never say this. Cadmus.
Cadmus?
Cadmus. Thank you. That is one of
Would
the
you like
hardest
to
words.
buy a vowel?
Cadmus. I would love to buy that. We've had mention of Cadmus before, but never who runs Cadmus. So maybe this could be an introduction of that, which would be.
Well, I love that they use Cadmus because that's a Smallville reference. Because
Yeah.
there was Cadmus Labs where Lionel Luthor was doing all these secret, like, bad experiments and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
anytime you hear Cadmus, or we'll get to it
That
later.
was also in like the Justice League Unlimited cartoon when Amanda Waller was running Cadmus then, and they created their own version of superheroes and whatnot. Yeah.
So she's Amanda Waller, is what we're saying.
I think that's pretty much.
I agree.
We're
got
changing your
Amanda
name to
Waller.
Amanda
I'm
Waller.
totally fine with that.
All right. So why don't we get into a little bit of Amadei, the estranged father who wants to heal the human heart. How'd you guys feel about him?
He was cool. He's a different character. I had my qualms with him a little bit.
In what way?
In what way?
Well, when you break it, and this is like strictly towards the writing and devices of the show, he's an alien come to Earth, healing other aliens who are just now coming out. So who knows how many aliens there have been around, but apparently he's like critically known for being a healer. In a sense, humans are also aliens to them. So why is it of all things he goes to a planet where he can't heal the main subjects of the planet?
No.
Like, I don't understand if you're an all universal healer, because there's all sects of alien life on Earth now. Why is it that humans are the only one he can't heal? It's just a strange thing to kind of put into the episode. It makes you play at your heartstrings. I get that. Like, I've longed to heal the human hearts. Like, awesome, cool, thank you. Like, you're a Gandhi kind
But
of
literally
character,
every other
alien you can think of, I could heal you.
Yeah, I can help you. Hey, kid, I can help you walk. Hey, who's blind? Somebody got a blind person in here? Let me fix it.
It's got to be an alien, though.
But it's got to be alien. Got to be alien.
Tentacles, I got it covered. Hearts,
Yeah, not so much.
I don't know. It's just a weird device for me. He's a cool character. It was interesting. The fact that he dies if that amulet, like, I need more explanation of the amulet.
Did they explain what his race was? What his alien race was?
No. And his daughter apparently is just all human. Has no.
Well, she's
of,
half. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I guess if they play into it more with, I doubt we'll ever see them again.
The only clear thought I had with him, I mean, I just got an instant Jesus Christ metaphor. I mean, he was a healer wanting to heal the human heart, but his frequency as of right now did not match up with humankind, right? And he, in a sense, has had to die in order to move that momentum forward.
Interesting.
You reached real.
Yeah.
Just when I thought, because I was talking with Heather about this beforehand, Supergirl this season has been kind of walking that fine line of, having a political undertone, and they're not being preachy yet, and then now you're bringing in the religion.
They're
thing.
literally.
So thank you for that.
You know what I did appreciate mostly about this storyline was John Jones, though, going back to comic book form, and being the investigator, because that's what he did in the comics. He became, he would, and the fedora on top of it, fedora just like on the side there.
Slicking it back. I do like Jon Jones in this role. I want to see more Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
But I know it's taxing on the CGI guy, so it's cool to, get him to go through the walls and whatnot and kind of read the mind. I'm really enjoying seeing what he could see with reading minds. We had that prior with last season with his father, and they were just showing like a 360 kind of view of what's going on. It's like a cool.
It's a neat trick.
Yeah,
it's
I like
a neat
it.
trick, and him asking
to bring
Brainy
us into the world as well. Yeah.
Him asking Brainy to do a facial recognition on a face, and that was a funny scene, actually.
Yeah.
You're right there. What do I need to do? Oh, okay.
I love me some Brainy. He's like my favorite.
Yeah, he's growing on me.
Comedic relief. See, I knew you.
But he still doesn't replace Win for me. There's just like those moments. Like, okay, we had Brainy on the rooftop opening the episode, and he's just wasted off of 12 mojitos that he have, and then
you do.
Lightweight.
Yeah, drink him under the table on the day. But then he like walks off and then comes back and he's like, "Oh, I learned how to process my alcohol," and it's just like, okay, like,
really,
I don't need that.
That's just cheating.
It's cheesy. It's smug.
Not fair. Cheesy and smug and not fair.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't understand his purpose in the Supergirl family so far. Like, he still hasn't. I get what he does.
Yeah.
He makes things, but it doesn't. He's not an integral part. It doesn't feel like yet.
I don't think he knows it either, though. When you really bring it, because he had that talk with Alex early on of like, I know that you miss Win, and I could never replace him. So I think, even though he's this, 12th level intellect, he's like, where do I really fit in here? He doesn't know.
And Lena and Brainy's bond, I think, is going to grow throughout the season. I think he's going to play more in a factor in her story arc.
I think actually she's gonna. Maybe I would like to see that. That would be nice. But I think what they're setting up now is Nia and
Nia.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's definitely being
Nia
set
and
up.
Brainy, obviously. I mean, that whole quip with, you asked me to find you, not call you. And he like rattled off all these things. And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, stalker much.
But she liked it. She adored it. She laughs, and it could be a cool I'm excited to see that
He
story.
didn't mean to stalk me.
I do see the Lena and Brainy relationship growing, as Heather said as well, especially since the two of them are the smartest people in the room.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
You know,
Yeah.
and
But in
they're
what
both,
ways?
and they're
Because-
both, and there was an article that I was reading as well that talked about them both being the black sheep of their families, and when they bring Lex in, she's going to need a partner against that guy. You know,
Ooh, okay.
He's going to be pretty upset, I think,
Yeah.
when he shows up.
oh,
He's not going to be happy.
He's not going to be happy at all. Lex. It's like, wait a minute.
I like it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what else I love, Zach?
What's that?
Oh, the special YouTube stuff that we got going on here.
Hey, AfterBuzzers. You know, our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There's no network that works harder to serve television fans, but we need your help. We are asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of talk show TV. Thank you.
That was very heroic,
Well done.
Zach.
I
Very
like-
heroic.
I like the background music.
Yeah,
Can we
right?
just have Blake Neely
It works.
have his music going at all times?
Yeah.
Whenever
At all
I say
times.
anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm subscribed now. I'm
Yeah.
sold. If it was just you, I'm like, I think I'd be on the fence, but with the music, I'm like, there's no
Very
question.
inspirational.
I too can be a hero
Yes.
by subscribing.
Going back to what Zach brought up about Brainy, see, like you told me to find you, not call you. I don't know if this was an intentional Easter egg by the writers, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because they are very thorough with their Easter eggs. But she said her address was 775, that's the issue that Manchester Black first showed up in Action Comics.
Right on.
So I'm just wondering if that was a little slight nod.
I would love for the writers to have some guy in a corner just being like the fat guy of being like, how can we put little Easter eggs in here? Like go-to guy. What is it? Like what
It's Jon.
connect
yeah.
these things?
Well, here's the
to
plot
make
twist. It was me.
Very nice.
Or it's Jeff Johns just be like, oh yeah, by the way.
Wait.
By the way.
I kind of know everything, you know.
You guys might want to toss this little tidbit in, you know.
Did you have one other Easter egg, or was it just the one?
There was. So when James is watching on his computer, as Ben Lockwood is going on one of his mini spiels, it says Veritas, which is a Smallville reference. And as everyone out there knows, Sam Witwer was on Smallville as Doomsday, which was created by Dan Jurgens, who also created Agent Liberty. So it's literal full circle.
Amazing.
Connected.
Yeah. And Veritas was like a secret organization in the world of Smallville, where it was founded by Virgil Swan, who was played by Christopher Reeve, the late great Christopher Reeve. Bridget Crosby was also a part of that organization, who was played by Margot Kidder, the late great Margot Kidder, and also the Queens, and Lionel Luthor. So
Lord.
it's like a weird kind of indirect way of saying the Smallville universe is acknowledged.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm totally up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Midvale, they mentioned Chloe. The last season in the Midvale episode, they when young Kara was like, "Oh, Clark has a friend named Chloe who has a whole wall."
Oh,
of
Oh
Yes.
yes.
yeah. So
I don't know if we could talk about her though anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Isn't she the one
We
that?
talk about Chloe.
We talk about
not the
actress to play Chloe.
Chloe's fine.
Yeah.
I just feel like all the writers took every term, every digit combination, they put it all in a hat, and they're just like, for anything that we're going to use in an episode, okay, there we go. It's like little Easter eggs.
And I have a direct question. So named Sam Witwer is a good buddy of mine. My camera's right here. Sam, in the opening segment, when you're talking to Agent Jensen Ackles, as who I call him, and you say, "Come with me," how hard was it for you not to say, "If you want to live"?
Oh no, come with me if you want to
Because
live.
Sam does a killer Arnold impression, and he does impression, but especially Arnold. So Sam, just how many? I want to see the gag reel of that line, because I'm sure
that'd
at
be
least
hilarious.
once.
At least once or twice he must have done it.
Come with me if you want to live.
So Sam Witwer plays Ben Lockwood, also Agent Liberty, leader of the Children of Liberty, and they're looking for a human hero. They start off with Parasite, Agent Jensen Ackles.
They couldn't get the real Jensen Ackles, so they call him Agent Jensen.
And then that's bleeding into also Guardian with Jimmy. Got a lot to unpack there, guys. What did you think?
I was wondering where the Guardian storyline was going to go, so I thought this was a great turn for it, and I'm interested to see just how far down the rabbit hole that James ended up going.
I'm fascinated how Guardian is a hero out in the open, though, in this world. I mean, how long can that last?
Yeah. Well, do you think Jensen knows? Well, obviously Jensen knows who he is. Jensen is trying to bring him on as a new agent of Liberty, maybe like a protege to him a little bit.
I think so. I think he's trying to get him to be the poster boy for the Children of Liberty. I mean, he's already been thrown under the bus in the sense because in the last episode they had that article that talked about him beating up on aliens, right? And all of a sudden he's got people who are on his side, who want them on his side.
Yeah, the dark web.
The dark web, yeah. And Lockwood makes a pretty interesting point to him as well. You can't shut the door on these people
because they're
just going that's just going to make them more afraid. And what happens when you become more afraid is you become darker, but also unpredictable. I don't know if you've ever seen an animal in the wild that's kind of scared, but it's really unpredictable, man. You don't know what the hell they're gonna do.
He's manipulated him like a dark Jedi, which he is. Because
Once you cross over to the dark side, you don't come back, really. So.
But it's pretty, genius on Lockwood's part, the way he's going about it, because he's basically playing at James's emotions. He knows what he's feeling about him trending in a bad way. And, James is trying to be Earth 38's Tony Stark by just saying, I'm Guardian. But it didn't work out, because Tony's also a billionaire.
Right.
James isn't, I don't think.
Not quite there at all.
No. He might be a hunter.
I also love how just on edge and unkiltered Lockwood is at all times. I mean, he is not an antagonist who has anything together, and something about that feels almost more dangerous than Rain, because there wasn't this direct through line. You don't know really.
That's an interesting point, because you're right. When he's Ben Lockwood, he does have those moments that you can see the insanity in his eyes, but there's something when he puts on the helmet where his voice just becomes...
It's calming.
It's very calming. It's very centering for him. It's like it is two separate characters, it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he has nothing left to lose, though.
What do you mean?
Like his family and whatnot. I don't know. We haven't seen anything of his family past, like his wife and his son.
Yeah, we haven't seen what has happened to them.
We don't know what's going on, but I could only assume they're not there because he's just not there in his head.
I mean, they were pretty prevalent in his episode. They were there.
Just in his episode, right? But so where are they now in all this?
It's a good question. Where are they now? Where are your kids, Agent Liberty?
It's 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock at night. Do you know where your kids are?
They're the small children of Liberty. Yes.
Oh.
It's an after-school program.
Ooh,
it's
Black
literal.
Magic. Black Magic in the chat. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. Has just said that Ben reminds them of Bullseye from Daredevil season 3, and that whole character. Have you not seen Daredevil
I
3
have
yet?
not.
The look of
I am waiting for the...
my lord.
I'm a very busy man,
Are you waiting
Zach.
for the
That is
Blu-ray?
okay.
I'm a very busy man.
You're waiting for the DVD.
I'm waiting for Christmas vacation, then I can take a few days off. And
Chad is going crazy with analogies. Agent Liberty's Batman if he went villain instead of hero by No Diggity.
I like the name.
Yes.
No diggity.
Also, no diggity. Give Agent Liberty force powers. Sam would love that.
Force
He's
power?
already got him.
I know.
It's funny, I told Sam I was going to be on this show, and I joked with him, like, we're going to just turn into the Sam Witwer show, and he sent me a gif of Emperor Palpatine. So I was like, oh, okay. And now he's pretty much being Emperor Palpatine to James Olsen. Or he's trying to
it
be.
is.
We'll see what happens.
circle.
He might become Jimmy Olsen again, after all.
But is James Olsen is James Olsen?
That's all, folks.
Is James Olsen going over to the dark side, or is he just playing the game?
I think he'll just be playing the game,
Yeah.
but there will be some mistakes in having to play the role.
Right, Lena said it. It sounds dangerous.
You saw the look on her face too when he's like, "You as my co-pilot." She's like, "I didn't say that." I was like, "Hold on now."
Wait a minute.
She's like, "I got money. I don't need you."
I don't need any of that collateral damage, pal.
I have my own pilot on my own private jet. Thank you.
I don't know how he would play into it. I feel like if he is going to try and like incept the Agent of Liberty and the whole what are they calling it? Not Sons of Liberty.
Children
Children of Liberty, and trying to incept it. I don't know if we have enough time in the storyline to actually like delve into that and how pertinent it would be to see that almost, you know? We don't really get that much of the Guardian as it is. Do we want to see that? Is that a storyline that you guys would like?
I would like to see. Yeah, I mean, I was happy with this episode in the sense that James Olsen actually had a storyline that was interesting.
Apparently, there's trampolines everywhere as well.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty high jump.
That was a great jump with the flip, and then it's like metal he's carrying.
It's the suit. It's the suit.
moon
I mean,
boots.
yeah, it's moon. Yeah.
But can you imagine if he did that
Springs
whole
it.
corkscrew thing and then the thing came down? It's like, oh, sorry. I was like, yeah, dude, just go for the shield. Like, do the move. I was like, it's a good thing he landed in time after doing all that.
Oh yeah. No, I think I like this storyline with James. I want to see, is he going to show up at a rally? Is he going to, what is this conversation that he's going to have with Ben Lockwood next? Ben was obviously upset about losing Jensen.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing to see what's going to happen.
I would like for Jimmy James,
Jimmy James,
for his like good heart and nature to want to see the other side of it. I mean, he did say to Lena like we shouldn't be closing doors, I think was the quote. And I think he's taking the reporter side. Reporter take on this in a sense. He's trying to be as biased as possible. And he's like, I have been, as the owner of Catco or the whatever,
he's the director
of it,
chief
editor. I have been closing the door on people, and I do need to see this other side. So I think in that vein, he's doing the right thing, and I would like to enjoy and see that. The more that I think about it, I don't think I would like to see him incept things. I would like for him to just be the reporter that he is, and try and get to Ben's human side and be like, look, I get where you're coming from, but man, you're just like off the hinge. And kind of in a way that Alex spoke to Jensen tonight, and how she spoke to his human side of being like, look, you're going to kill all these people, and that's not what you want. Like, you're afraid of the aliens, but like all these other people are afraid as well. I would hope that's what James is kind of trying to do for Ben.
I agree with that.
You think that's what's going to happen?
I think essentially, well, that's what James is thinking. He's like, this guy, clearly his intentions were, I don't want to say pure, but he had the right intention of, I want to keep my family safe. I want to keep people safe, but he's going about it all wrong. And if James can show him the error of his ways, I mean, in the comics, Agent Liberty does see the error of his ways, and he leaves, in the comics, the Sons of Liberty. So there could be something similar, and this could give James a proper storyline, because he was feeling lost because he couldn't be the Guardian anymore, and he was pretty much like public enemy number one. And now this will give him that, kind of validation that he's looking for. So
that's the problem with kind of ensemble casts of shows as they get bigger and bigger. The same thing happened on The Flash that we've noticed. It's just harder to keep the storylines and really to care for the main core characters. I mean, I find it almost like I don't really care for Supergirl lately because, I mean, she's not in the episodes as much. We haven't gotten Supergirl. But I sure do care about Kara right now because it's mostly Kara Danvers as opposed to Supergirl, which is it's a cool take, I think, to start the season off. Yeah.
I think it's nice to get a little bit more Kara because I mean, between the two, between Supergirl and Kara's got a little, she's got a human life going on. She can't use her powers in order to,
There's been in every instance almost most of these episodes she has not been able to use her powers.
Right.
For if Parasite, obviously she can't do anything to the Sons of Liberty, Children of Liberty, because it's just like the dark web as of right now. And it's just moms and dads and like cousins and brothers that are like fearful of like the roaches. What can you do against those people? Nothing.
Yeah. I think it's, I was talking about this with you guys a little bit before we went live. Dave McWhirter, who directed today's episode, in season 2, he directed the episode where the White Martian infiltrated the DEO and was shape-shifting, so they didn't know who was the White
that was a
Martian.
good episode.
That was a great episode.
Yeah.
I love
Really
how
cool.
self-contained it was, and we saw Agent Vasquez again. Shout out Brianna Venskes. And season 3 was, remember, with Psy, the psychic who was pretty much like the psychic version of Scarecrow, was invoking the worst fears in Kara.
Oh yeah.
And that David McWhorter also directed that. And then this one where there was Jensen Ackles who could take your powers. I keep calling him Jensen.
Agent Jensen Ackles.
So it's kind of funny that he seems to be directing episodes where Kara / Supergirl is very, very much challenged and can't use her powers and has to trust in her team and her family, sort of thing.
So he directs all the Kara Danvers.
It seems like that.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty cool.
good job, David McWhorter.
Great job.
Wherever you are. Probably Vancouver.
Probably right here, watching.
Are you David McWhorter?
I am not. Molly,
No
What do you
Diggity actually has a pretty interesting question. Do you think Kara's line about doing a story about an alien every week is going to be the format of every episode going forward?
That'd be like Smallville season 1.
yeah.
Flash season 1 and 2. I mean,
So we're gonna get
Which
an
I
alien a week is gonna be the idea,
That is
and
the
who are the aliens that she's going to interview? You know,
E.T.
Mork from Mork.
Like, E.T., are you a Jedi or not? Did you use the Force to fly the bike? Then we'll find out.
I think quite possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be. What are we gonna do? That's a whole other story.
I have a whole theory on that. We won't get into it right now.
So E.T. was a Jedi.
He is, but we won't.
He's
Let's not
in
bring that
two
up.
with the- okay.
Let's not bring it up, even though I just did.
I will say, okay, I'm just going to throw this out there right now. There is a Superman versus Darth Vader out there, which is really good. YouTube
seen
guy,
that.
yeah, it's a lot of
I
fun.
have not seen this.
Yeah, YouTube, it's fun.
Okay.
You just brought to mind because he's talking about Jedi's right now. Why don't we dive into our special segment real quick?
Let's do it.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. So, the scene in the episode that you most identified with, what do you think?
For me, it's Brainy thinking that he can handle 12 mojitos.
That's a good one.
It's a great one, actually.
That's a really good one. Yeah.
I think I would like to take the scene with James where he had a change of heart and gave the call to Ben and wanted to see the other side of things. It's good to be impartial and not fall like, yeah, we have strong views and values, but it's always good to see and try and understand other values and insights and opinions of other people. So I'd like to I think I would relate to that one the most tonight.
Okay, mine, I'm going to go off the grain a little bit. When John Jones puts on the fedora, that reminded me of when I was in MGM Studios in Florida and I had seen the live Indiana Jones show. And then I wanted one of those fedoras really bad. My mom said, no, it's too expensive. And then she surprised me like later on the night because I was young. I was pouting. I was like very upset. And then she gave me the fedora. And it was like that moment in Last Crusade when the guy's like, you lost, kid, but it doesn't mean you have to like it. It's like, dun, dun, dun. So that's what I don't know. That's what I thought of. I was like, that's me at MGM. I'm like, yeah.
The fedora, right on.
Indiana Jones fedora.
I'm going to go with when James is having his first conversation with Lockwood and he just looks at him flatly and says, you're not going to lay this at my feet.
Ooh, I wrote that quote down too. That
You're
was
not
very
going to lay
powerful.
I thought that was really strong.
Yeah.
You know, and put a line in the sand and said that you're not going to turn me. So I don't think that that Ben is going to completely Jedi mind trick.
Yeah.
James. I don't see that happen. News and special segment? News and predict?
Oh, right.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Pretty simple this week, but I hope you guys are big fans of Katie McGrath. I hope you're very much interested in whether or not she can sing, because as it turns out, Melissa Benoistas is not the only singer. Katie McGrath is going to be in a musical. What? Called Buttons, a new musical film just in time for the holidays.
Buttons.
What? I know.
Like that
Short and
Pussycat Doll song? Like,
Exactly.
Is there a release date of any sorts or no?
No, they just said in time for the holidays.
Perfect.
On my article. Get your tickets now.
What if it wasn't this holiday? It was just like
Some holiday.
So it's for
we didn't say Christmas. We just said a holiday.
it's gonna be for Memorial Day,
Got some time, guys. Don't worry.
Arbor Day. It's all good.
Bastille Day.
Bastille
I
Day.
think Bastille Day would be a good one.
Anything else you got there? Going on?
Nope.
That was
Short,
it?
simple.
All right,
Wow.
short, sweet, and to the point. All right, predictions then. Why don't we go into that?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
It's a lot longer than I was like, I don't think it's that long.
Hey, are we traveling to another dimension right now? That's pretty fun.
Let's see. I really want to see a little bit more of Nia. How do you say it?
Dream Girl is what you will be. Yeah.
Yes. I would love to see that relationship between her and Brainy develop a little bit more because I just really want to like Brainy more, and I want to see his story a little bit. So I'm hoping him having a girlfriend of some sort and that evolving will allow for me to really be like, cool, I like you now. I do like him.
You're still Team Win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't helped out James with the Guardian at all because that's like Win and James, they were there, so that's where I don't know. Yeah, I divulge. Go on.
Well, I predict that James will discover who Agent Liberty actually is within the next episode. Yes. That's my only main prediction. Also, that Brainy will try to have 12 tequilas next time. It's mojitos.
1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila floor.
Yes.
Nice.
Interesting.
John?
I mean, I feel like, are we just talking next episode or just throughout the trajectory of
Trajectory, why not?
Yeah, you're only here one day.
That's true. Oh, is that that's the question because I'm not coming back. All right. Failed my audition. All right. Been there, done that. I mean, you can clearly see there's going to be a division between James and Lena. Like, they've been drifting apart. And then with that last conversation they had tonight, it was really like, okay, she's not really in this thing. And so eventually that's going to fall apart. I think she's going to grow close to Brainy because that makes sense that the two smartest people in the room would become friends. And I think that's going to piss James off because going what Zach said, Brainy never really helped James with the Guardian thing. He's like, hey, I've been here. You know me, sort of, but you're helping her. Okay, I'm my ex-girlfriend. F you then, man. Cool. So I think we'll see a little bit of division within the team sort of thing. And,
See you in the parking lot.
That's like in 3 O'Clock High. You remember that old movie from back in the day. And I think there's that other Supergirl who's in Russia.
Oh, yeah.
Right now. So, I
we
mean,
spoke about her last week. I think that's going to be the major arc of the entire season.
Leading up to Elseworlds, and as we all know, Elseworlds was a way for the writers to write stuff outside the DC canon. So that led to stuff like Superman Red Sun, which I think we're going to get Supergirl Red Daughter.
Red Daughter.
Which I think is pretty cool. So that's really intriguing to me in terms of what all that's going to bring. And it's all leading up to Elseworlds, which comes up in like a couple weeks, which is crazy.
Yes.
You know?
Episode 9, I think.
Yeah. It's nuts.
I think some stuff is going to happen with Colonel Haley in the sense of if maybe she does run a little side business with the Cadmus kind of thing. I'm pretty sure that Agent Jensen Eccles did not flatline his
You were
brain.
doing it too.
Yeah, you got me doing it too. And Parasite is probably kept on some black ops site right now. Because Haley, I don't trust her with the aliens. I think she is a sympathizer with the Children of Liberty in some sense. Even though she says she's so by the book, she obviously has some sort of bias because she was really
upset.
Upset about the whole John Jones thing. You know, so I think that she and Alex are going to really be butting heads down the line, and we're going to discover maybe another antagonist in Haley. So cool.
Yeah, she's hard to read.
Because she's Amanda Waller.
Because she's Amanda Waller in disguise.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Don't mess with the wall. All right, guys. So that should wrap up our episode for tonight, the Supergirl AfterBuzz show. Well, where can everybody find you guys? Zach?
Guys, my name is Zach Silverman. You can find me all across social media at Zach with a CH Silverman 2. And catch me on Flash. We are back on Tuesday at 9 o'clock.
Hey guys, Heather Wake. You can find me on Instagram, heather.wake, on Twitter, Heather_Wake. And on Tuesday nights, you can catch me for the Gifted AfterBuzz panel.
I'm Jon Lee Brody, just visiting, but it's just at Jon Lee Brody, John without the H. Come find me Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify.
I'm Jorge Pallo. You can find me across all of my my interwebs and social medias and stuff at the El Jorge. That's TheelJorge. That's our show for tonight. We'll see you next week.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.